Good morning and welcome to another App Marketing Conversations. I'm Roby Ganguly from Apptentive. As always, I'm joined by Ian Sefferman of Mobile Dev HQ and Ryan Morell from Gamehouse. So in the previous segment, which I urge you to check out, Ian was talking about the changes in rankings in search and discovery in the App Store coming out of some reports from the end of last week and early this week. This segment, we're going to dig in a little bit into the specifics around ratings and engagement, which seems to be a big part of the change. So first, Ian, talk a little bit about the data that we're seeing around what's influencing these rankings.
Yeah, so I think the simple way to talk about it is previously the top charts in iOS land were 95+% based on how many downloads do you have right now, download velocity, right? Like the last hour, the last 3 hours, the last day, whatever it is, and it has shifted to that is still the primary component, but if you do not meet a certain ratings threshold, engagement threshold, then you're not getting in that list at all, and you're just going to get dumped out.
Yep. And then from the games perspective, because you've seen this for a number of years, historically, do you think that has really changed? Well, was that driving marketing decisions? I think that we agree that people are spending money to game this stuff, but is this going to change marketing decisions in terms of how marketing is spending time and money?
At a certain level, I think it will. I think this has the opportunity to create some unintended consequences for the smaller developers who don't really have the ability to be really good about the analytics and how we should be using products like Apptentive to drive engagement and ratings and reviews, right? Where they're going to get dinged because they're going to go, let's just ask for ratings and reviews, right? And that's going to be negative. And the guys that really have a lot of resources and intelligence around their player behavior and data are going to be able to do this in a really nice way to keep people engaged and get them to rate over time and keep their rankings high, right? And so you're going to start to see probably more of a disparity between the haves and the have-nots, I think.
It's interesting because right now it feels like it's threshold based, which it looks like if you're sort of under a 3-star rating, you're screwed. If you're above that, you're okay to go. And I think you're totally right that over time that becomes a much more nuanced.
Yeah.
And probably includes things like time spent in the app, how many uninstalls.
Yeah.
Which the platform owners clearly have that data.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a really great point.
Yeah. And are there ways to incent users to give you a high ranking, a rating? I don't know, but user ID is the same, right? So here's 100 coins if you rate us 5 stars, right? Just a bunch of people always look for ways to game things, especially developers. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, and we've been asked a number of times to create incentives in some of the things we do to help developers get better ratings, and we've said no every time because that just seems like a road to getting banned by Apple, honestly.
Yeah.
They don't like that sort of stuff, and I think with good reason. The incentives around consumer sentiment should be pretty straightforward, right? If you're changing that, then you have bad data. I think what's interesting as well is just this notion that so much of the rankings before were download velocity right now, which led to a commonly complained about phenomenon, which was if you got to the top, you stayed at the top, right? And then if you had budget to get yourself to the top, you were going to stay at the top. And so the phenomenon of haves and have-nots were really applying to people with money. Now it might be applying to better quality apps. I think that's the hope. So we talked about this probably 3-4 weeks ago. Google Play has been for a while including ratings and then importantly including engagement, the uninstall rates, the usage rates, and how they're showing the rankings. This seems like Apple's moving in the same direction, and we're likely to be seeing a place where both app stores are really rewarding apps regardless of the download velocity that have really high quality in their niches. And so maybe the top lists aren't going to see a lot of change, but it's those category lists that are probably going to be really meaningful, right? So if you go into, for example, the finance category and you see personal finance apps that help you manage your budget, the difference between the app that spent a lot of money to get up to the top of that chart and the app that only has 27,000 users every month, but they are using it all the time and they've really highly rated it, might start to surface more. And that's a really interesting opportunity for marketers as you're thinking about what you're doing, right? So what advice would you have for marketers who are maybe not gaming for top charts, but trying to do well in their niches?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the number one piece of advice that we say week in, week out is that you have to have the best product out there, right? And this only makes that more important. So marketing is a necessary function, but it is not a sufficient function, right? It has to start with the best product. Continuing to focus on that, continuing to focus on getting great ratings, getting feedback from your customers. That like this is I'm pitching for you. Right?
Yeah. It's all
Step back.
I don't have to do it.
Like that's the fundamental piece. I think the app ecosystem is different than the web in that Google can never know how, or I guess they kind of can, but for the most part, they can never know how happy somebody is being sent to a particular website. But in the app ecosystem, they know, right? Like you know how long somebody is using an app. You know how many of them really actually download it. You know how many of them uninstall it. You know how they rate it, what they review it, right? And they're going to use that data to make the app ecosystem as a whole better.
Yeah.
So I would add one thing, which is that I think you need to know your customer, right? And not only do you need to know them, but you need to know where they are and go acquire them that way. So like not everybody's your customer. Some kid out of college is probably not a great target for a finance app, or my mom is probably not a great target for Call of Duty or something like that, right? So and now that we start to see things like App URL or whatever that thing was called, and ad exchanges where you can target users based on demographics and kind of various behavior, you can go acquire people that are really specific to your content, and so you got to get smart about that versus burst campaigns and just kind of flooding the market. So best product, know your customer.
Yeah, and I think so two takeaways for marketers. I think one is if you're not thinking about what your engagement rate looks like and your customer happiness and satisfaction looks like and how to make sure your fans are talking about you have to start shifting your focus. That's going to make sure that all of your marketing activities are more effective in the App Store. So that's number one. Number two is play the long game, right? So we're seeing right now some changes. Ratings and engagement are more important. But if you think about it longer term, what you just said about know your customer is even more important, because it's very likely that what we'll see as an evolution of this is it's not just going to be your overall ratings. It's going to be the ratings for the people who like you, right? So when I go into the App Store, people who are like me who have rated an app 5 stars are much more likely going to be influencing the charts that I end up seeing. I don't think Apple's gotten to that level of personalization. I think Google's starting down that road. We've seen some data around that, but that's the long game from a marketing perspective. Is it's not just great ratings, it's ratings from the audience, and then how can you replicate that?
Yeah,
For sure.
Anything else? All right, so be sure to check out Ian's segment previously talking about the overall landscape, and Ryan's segment next. Thanks.
Thanks.
thank you.